Hello, friends. I am John, and I am the 3D 80s kid. Hello, friends, and welcome to episode 21. For this episode, I'm going to be doing a VR for Eric at Four Leaf Cards. He has asked us to select our most beautiful card. He asked for up to 3 to 5 examples, but ultimately to pick what we felt was the most beautiful card. I have decided to restrict it to the cards I actually own, since those are the ones I get to look at every day here in my bedroom / office that I end up working from home from almost every day.
Number five.
I guess I failed the assignment because I could not pin it down to just 5, and so I am going to cheat and show 6. So I guess here's tied for 5th. I've got 2 different cards. So first one is from 1972 Topps, Willie McCovey. You've got...
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice.
The gorgeous classic 70s look of these 72 cards. And with this one, you've got a little bit of the crowd in the background, and you've got his arm actually in a throwing motion to the point where it's slightly blurred. Just like the look of this one here out of my 72s the best. So here we go. And also tied for 5th, I've got a card from what was my favorite looking set as a kid, which was 85 Fleer. I loved how the borders would match the team colors and just look great. And I skimmed through the binder to find this one here of Tom Foley.
Who did you say?
Unknown relative player. Shortstop for just a few seasons, with this great action shot where he is just flying. Looks like he's turning the 4-6-3 double play there, and you can see even the ball is still in the frame, and his arm whipping across with Gary Templeton sliding under him after he's already been tagged out at second. That Gary Templeton, who was part of the Ozzie Smith trade, where Ozzie became a legend with the Cardinals. And Gary Templeton was an above-average shortstop with the Padres. So I think this one is a great-looking card with that red just popping and matching the coloring on the Reds jerseys. So there we go. Number 4, my selection's even a bit of a surprise to me. I have just always been more partial to photo cards. Like, I thought the Diamond Kings growing up were all right, but they weren't a big thrill for me. But ever since I have got this card, I am just fascinated with staring at it as the colors just pop in a way that is so pleasing. And I am talking about my 33 Gaudy Richard Kaufman.
Yeah, deep blue.
Blue, the way it contrasts so heavily with his white uniform. Just something about it is pleasing to the eye. And this one will be my number 4.
Number 3.
My number 3 card is from the 1990 score set, but it is not the one you might expect.
Expect the unexpected.
While I do appreciate the famous card 697, the bow card from the Nike campaign, I am just taken by this other card from that set more so, and that is this one here, which is the Bo Jackson All-Star card. It just catches a special moment in time so perfectly, where he is just at full extension of his swing, where he hit that leadoff home run off Rick Russell in the 89 All-Star game. Second pitch of the entire game. Straightaway center field.
crushed it.
And it was just the catapult to launch the Bo movement in pop culture. Because not only did he hit that leadoff home run when he did, it was coincidentally, or not coincidentally, right after that, the commercial break that occurred right after this happened to be the first time they aired the whole Bo Knows commercial campaign. Oh, and with that, let's take a moment to take a break for our sponsor.
Bo knows baseball. Bo knows football. Bo knows basketball, too. Bo knows tennis?
Bo knows running.
No.
Bo knows cycling.
Bo knows weight. Bo, you don't know diddly.
Yeah, it'd be pretty spectacular if they actually were a sponsor. I'd be doing a lot better and have a lot bigger hobby budget, I would say.
Number 2.
For my number 2 selection, you knew I couldn't get through any kind of list like this without a card from what has become my favorite set, 1960 Topps.
Every time I think that there's more to you than a...
And I feel like this example here is just the most complete baseball card of the group that I own. Let me just show it. It's Eddie Matthews. It captures him with a nice batting stance, and then the little black and white other photo catches him in a fielding stance. The blue and yellow are great together. Love the alternating colors of the letter with the Braves logo. It just feels like a complete baseball card that just captures everything on the front.
It is a masterpiece, James. Complete, comprehensive.
And is my favorite beautiful example that I own from this set.
Yes! Number one.
For my number 1 selection, I waffled so many times in my head back and forth about if I was actually going to go through with this being my number 1. But I have to explain a little more in detail.
Tell me more.
Well, if you saw my first episode, I did explain that when I first returned to the hobby or at the very beginning of 2021, my first big project became collecting ungraded basketball Hall of Famers or NBA folks that are on a trajectory for the Hall of Fame and getting them graded with HGA, which was the only affordable option I had at the time, with Beckett shut down, PSA shut down, and SGC being, I believe, $75 a card at the time. So I had reached the point of having about 70 such cards, and ultimately, I decided that those cards were not really making me happy. I wasn't happy continuing that pursuit, and I started selling them. I eventually reached the point where I have sold all of them on eBay, to the point where I have 5 left that I wanted to keep. I kept the David Robinson I've mentioned before up there. That was my big out of reach card that I felt like I couldn't attain as a kid, that I still love having. Right next to him is Shaq base rookie, and not available on screen right now are a Larry Bird rookie and a Magic Johnson rookie. Not the big one where they're both together. Much more affordable copies where they are each on a separate card. And besides that, my fifth card out of the almost 70 I did have that I actually retained is this card here. It's not a guy I actually like. It's not a guy I like to collect. But it is the one card I retained because I just thought the card was beautiful. I had no idea I would ever feature it in any video ever because I don't really like the guy. But this is now the time. I was asked for the most beautiful card, and it's not going to be a baseball card. It's going to be a basketball card that I'm going to show, since it is the only card of anyone I've ever kept just because I loved how it looked. And so without further ado, here it is. I just am mesmerized by it. You see kind of pale the audience in the background, and then he's emerging from just this burst of light surrounding him, and you know he's going up for a big dunk, and then even just the little highlights of it where you've got the silver logo of Upper Deck matching the silver part where it's got the team name, like the baseboard look to where it's got his name with the team logo on there.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
It's, I still like looking at this card. So there you have it. There's my number one pick. So thanks, Eric, for putting this out there in the community. I was happy to participate. It was kind of a fun adventure going through all of my binders from my childhood, as well as just, staring at my cards a long time and trying to figure this out. And your $100 prize is very generous. For me, it's not about the prize. It's about the fun of doing the activity, of making the connections with the community. So thanks a lot, everybody, for watching, and I will see you later.